Welcome to the Man United show. We are live. It ended 2-0 in the Manchester derby, but it's the wrong way. It's 2-0 to Manchester City. And if we're honest, it could have been much, much worse for Man United. As they said in the game, it was like they took their foot off the acceleration. It was like being strangled slowly by a python. Every time you breathed in, you tried to breathe out, and you couldn't. So you stopped breathing, and that's what it was like for watching Man United today. But who better to give us their side of the story than my co-host Nathan Ellington? How you doing, Nathan?
I'm not even doing. I'm just sitting here.
What a contrast to your face and the bunting in the background. It's not working. It's like you're like not happy, but it's just happiness and joy behind you.
What a bad game, mate. A game where you just knew it, you could see it coming. You could see that coming where they're just going to have all the possession, strangle you, make you run everywhere, lose your legs, so when you get it back, you can't even keep it. And that's what happened. Kept it for fun. Like you can see that's what I say, when you played at 5 at the back, that was the whole thing. Like, what are you really going to do with even less men going forward against a City? Come on. It's hard enough as it is with a few, with your normal amount of attacking players. And when you go fully defensive and then don't press, it's a nightmare. You're not going to get anything. You're getting done. They're going to open you up no matter how many players. You got 11 at the back. They're still going to open you up because that's how they play. They put in the most amazing balls in the box that make you do things like what Bailly done. Yeah. Bailly goes and ruins himself by, he makes one mistake, plays well after that, plays okay, but he's the one to get dropped after one tiny mistake. Not tiny, but he is the one to. It was rash. He shouldn't have done that. And Lindelof nearly did exactly the same, but he did it without stretching. He just did it with a pass, bang, straight into the keeper. So a good job keeper saved that, But yeah.
All right. Yeah. We will get onto that in just a second. But of course, we're joined by, I like to call him a super fan, and part of the Man United show team. It's Garth. How you doing, Garth?
Despondent, mate, but pleasure to be here. But yeah, not happy.
Usually Garth's in the comment sections rattling a few people in there, but now he's on the screen. So whatever you've got to say to him now, say it to his face. All right.
Be kind.
Right.
Be kind.
Be kind. All right. And I can see the comments already started. We got Callum in here. We got Paul in here. We got Ollie Gil Trafford. We got King Eric, and I'm sure you've got plenty to say on the Manchester derby now. But first, let's hear what you've got to say, Garth. How did you feel after that? Come on, let it out.
I'm down, mate. The last few months, every game, I'm terrified to watch Man United now. I know that I'm just going to be left feeling like this, down, low, scratching my head to what exactly we're doing on the pitch. Each game, I don't see any kind of passion at the moment. The whole team is bereft of confidence. It feels like the manager's bereft of confidence. He's just trying things now. It's got so bad. He's actually playing Donnie Van Der Beek for a few minutes here and there. So, flabbergasted at our display today, man. Really, for a Manchester derby, I didn't see the passion, man. I didn't
no
2-0 down. Intensity, that's the word. Yeah, no, 2-0 down. We're playing silly balls, sloppy balls. Our passing today was shocking. Yeah, it's not really bad.
I'll say my opinion.
No.
Yeah. Everyone will have their say. Everyone will have their say. But I want to focus on because for me, when it comes to derby days, yes, the manager has a lot to say, has a lot to do with hyping them up, setting them up, But there's some non-negotiables, there's some key fundamentals that every single player should have. And when it comes to a derby, there was a lot of that missing today. There was a lot of that. And I don't want to say, and I was speaking to Garth earlier, I don't want to say it's not effort. I don't want to say people are down in tools, because it's not. Because I was saying before, it's small margins as a footballer. Small margins. That's why you hear about when players are eating right or players have got a new chef in. And added 5-10 more goals in their season. It's small margins. So when we say it's down in tools, it's not down in tools. Roy Keane said it perfectly the other day. Luke Shaw's coming. His old bad habits are slipping in. Why are old bad habits slipping in, Luke Shaw? At this time right now, in the Manchester derby, why are old bad habits? That second goal is epitomizes where Man United are at the moment. No communication, no one taking hold of the situation. Okay, if David De Gea hasn't called for that ball, as a defender, you clear that. There's no waiting around. There's no letting it go afterwards. Oh, pointing the finger afterwards. You clear it. You rattle it out in Rose Ed, and you come back to David De Gea and ask him why he hasn't communicated to what he needs to do with that ball. People need to look at themselves in the mirror right now. Man United are in trouble. And the players, it seems to be that they're looking at everyone else for a response. And that's not what you need to be doing right now. Well, that's my bit said. Nathan, your turn. Got to get onto the players' ratings now as well.
Man,
so just low numbers today.
Exactly, but playing that 5 means there's no way. Once you've got it at the back, that's the only place you can pass it. As soon as you start going forward, you got no players, no options, no nothing. We didn't have the players that can even run. So that's the problem when you play 7 at the back against City. That's what I said. Playing against Spurs, they're not the best. We somehow managed to conjure up a couple chances and win the game. But then you're playing against anyone else that's any good, you're not going to conjure up chances. We're lucky we got that one chance from Cristiano volley, and that would have been another worldie, to actually be 1 goal and hopefully be back in the game. But man, no press, no nothing. There's nothing. There's I don't even know what I can say. Like, I was watching that game, like, there was no feeling. Nothing happened to me. I'm just sitting there like, hurry up, game. The game is going, man. The minutes are going,
And the thing is, it's not like I didn't hear that today. You're not the only one I heard that from. So, and it's like that this is a Manchester derby, and it shouldn't be like that. It should not be like that.
Hey, intensity not there. Like, the team have to go all together. I don't know how they're doing it in training, and they're thinking they had a good week, and then they come to the game, and then they're just not having a good day. Like, it's like they've not learned anything. Ollie is lost. Ollie is lost. That's all I can say. It looks like he's got no more ideas whatsoever. He's just trying damage limitation today. That was all it was. Let's make it respectable scoreline, lads. That's a halftime thing, lads. I know I've got to make it look like we want to attack now, but listen, guys, please. Let's just make it respectable. Let's just make it not 4-0, not 5-0. Maybe I keep my job for another week or so. But listen, that was poor. That was very, very poor. It was like United were a League 2 team playing Man City, and they're trying their best to they're just enjoying the occasion. They're not even enjoying the occasion. They're just playing and hope, and they're just inferior in every position, everywhere. Inferior. Ridiculous.
What you can't forgive is sloppiness as well. How are you gifting Man City the ball back again and again and again? And this is Man City. You don't want them to have the ball. They're going to take the ball off you. They're going to have 60, 70% of possession. They do against 90% of the teams in the world. So it's no mean feat. Yeah, it's nothing, no disgrace. Yeah, not letting Man City have the ball. But you can't gift it to them. You cannot gift it to them like that. Bruno Fernandez was guilty of that. Shaw was guilty of that. Fred was guilty of that. Like, it was so bad.
Ronaldo as well.
Ronaldo, I see Scott McTominay, running with the ball. It was like, where is everyone? Where's his help?
There is no one. That's what I'm saying. There's no support.
He goes and turns back. There's no support there or there. Where is he meant to go?
There's nowhere. That's why I lose the ball and just get back in your defense and don't chase, because your legs are going to be gone and then they'll score 5. So you might as well just let them have it and reduce them to a few less chances than they would have if we did attack them hard. And then just think, all right, this game's done. We're going to lose this game. And that's it. I told you we're going to lose the game. We lost the game. Obviously, it's not like it's hard to say that and get that one right.
Man City. All right. Norwich are going to lose to
No,
Liverpool.
I told
you.
To be fair, before every game, I still think maybe we can win. You know, I mean, I thought maybe we could win today. You know, I mean, that hope is the hope that kills you every week, man.
It is. Before we go on, anyone watching on Twitter at the moment, come over to KS1 TV on YouTube, smash that like, smash that subscribe. If you are watching on Facebook, come over, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and join the gang in the chat. All right, let's get to the player rating. It's David De Gea at first. Dave saves. We'll start with you, Nathan.
You know, he played okay, but then he obviously let that one in. You can't really let that one in, can you? Really, it's kind of soft. So I'm going to give him a 5. Give him a 5. All right. He saved a few shots as well. Cancelo's shot as well.
Yeah.
Great shot to save against Jesus as well.
Yeah.
All right. Gareth, give us your score.
Well, I'm going 6 just because it could have been 5-0 down at half time. Like the Lindelof possible own goal, great save, and then at least 2 or 3 great shot stoppings. You know what I mean? Like fantastic saves before half time. Could have been 5-0 down at half time. You know, like. So yeah, I'm going 6 just because of that. So.
All right. Nathan obviously didn't like your score. He's dropped off. He's had.
Yeah, he weren't happy that I didn't copy him for once.
He weren't happy that Garth gave him a 6, so he just left the stream. This is what happens. All right. David De Gea gets a 5/6. Start with you on this one, Garth. Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Not his best day today.
Yeah, I'm going 4. This is what I mean. It's going to be low from me pretty much throughout the pitch, but yeah, 4. I'm seriously worried now that Aaron Wan-Bissaka has peaked as a player. I'm like seriously worried about it. I've seen no improvement from him in a year, 18 months. Really haven't. Why? How hasn't he learned to cross a ball properly? You know, like
yeah. Like
we're playing 5 at the back. Like you've got to be crossing balls in, mate. You've got to be beating that first man. So yeah, 4 from me.
And if you're not, if you're playing wing backs, you've got to bring in someone who can do it. You've got to bring in someone who's more attacking, who can be an outlet. Like if you've got to have 3 at the back.
That's why we're talking about Trippier.
Yeah, your fullbacks, your wing backs have to be attacking. They have to be able to be the extra man when you overload, when you're breaking forward. Aaron Wan-Bissaka's not doing that. You talk about the progression of the development of his game going forward. When he knows he's a good defender, why has he not been practicing those crosses? Why has he not been? You could see it in the shape when he goes to cross. He's not. His body angle's awful. There's no shape. This is coming from a goalkeeper.
Yeah, not just that. If I always remember stories about David Beckham, Ronaldo. They stay 2 hours after training practicing this. If he's not getting that on the training field from the coaches, and he knows he needs it. Stay for an hour behind. One of the coaches will stay with you, or one of the players will stay, as I understand it. You know what I mean? And just pump 100 balls in. I don't. Yeah, like I say, really worried.
Player would love to train with one of the first team players.
Or you? Yeah, exactly. There you go. Yeah.
You fancy staying behind a little bit? Yeah, sweet. Yeah, cheers, mate.
Ryan Giggs used to do that when he first came on the scene. Everyone was talking about he needs to get his crossing up, and he did it. He got his crossing up to a great level and done really, really well. That's what we need to do with this guy. If he's not doing it himself, he needs to get someone on his case to do it. Simple as that. He's not going to be good enough to do that anyway. I don't think he's going to be good enough going forward ever. He's never going to be able to do it. He's just that kind of. I've seen it too many times in players. Like certain players, you look at them and you just know that's your ceiling of crossing balls. Like you're just not going to cross better balls than that. You're not going to all of a sudden, let's say, for example, someone's not the best free kick taker like Fred. No matter how much training, he's not going to be a Beckham. Like, he's just never going to be a Beckham. So that's it with Wan-Bissaka. He's a defensive right back, and that's it. Great defensive right back. Do not expect him to go forward. So don't play a formation which makes him look like that. It's just like the problems with Maguire, the problems with all these players. Don't put them in a position where they're forced to use their weaknesses as to be a strength. It's just not going to work. Like that's the manager. That's what I'm saying. It's on the manager that he's playing that formation, playing them boys there, knowing that they can't do it, and then everyone's upset that they can't do it. It's stupid.
Would you put Dallo in at right back for these games?
Not right back.
Right wing back. Yeah. Instead of Wan-Bissaka. Yeah, see, that's what
If you're going to play that formation, I'd put him at right centre back. I would put him at right centre back. So then when Dalot goes up, he's actually a right back. He'll just slot in as a right back. That's just the way you can do it. Same with the Shaw situation. You can put Shaw who slots in because he don't like to really get forward much. He doesn't really exert himself enough. I think Telles loves to rain balls in, no matter, when you think about where he was before, that's what he did at his old club. Just rain balls in. He was a set piece, penalty taker, corner taker, everything. And he used to make assists. That's why we got him. But he's not going to get used because defensively he's not as good as Shaw. But then if you're going to go with that 5, you got to figure out, right, they're the best players for that formation. And it's not the best team, nowhere near it. But if you're going to go with that, pick the best team, please, for that formation. Kills me.
So what did you give Wan-Bissaka after that?
4.
I'm giving him a 4 as well. 4,
right,
poor today. Didn't even keep the ball, didn't win tackles. You didn't even look like, you can get tight and slide someone up.
There was that one where, is it Bernardo Silva put that ball through to Cancelo, and he just stepped up, and he was like, you're way too far away from stepping. You're definitely not pushing him onside. Like, you're way too far away from the player to make a concerted effort to shut him down. And it wasn't even really any effort to shut him down. It was just like a step forward. It was like, you just opened up the space now.
Exactly what you want as a forward. You want that. Go forward, leave that space. I'm in. See you later.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
I'm with you. I'm with you, Garth. I'm a little bit worried about Owen Wan-Bissaka because when we're talking about numbers in the modern day football, you want your fullbacks to be that extra outlet to get the crosses in, and it goes to Luke Shaw as well. And if you look at their numbers each game, I'm going to have to say they're not good enough. How many crosses? My old manager, how many? You're a winger, you're a fullback. How many crosses have you put into the box at the end of the game?
Yeah.
2, not good enough. You're not playing next week. That's what it was. It was blunt. And you've got to start setting some targets like that. How many crosses? Then they will start putting in the crosses. They will start making an effort to put in them crosses. They're not doing that at the moment. And
especially with Ronaldo, especially with Ronaldo, who can pick a ball from 15 feet out of the air and just nut it into the, you know what I mean? Like,
exactly. Like he nearly did towards the end. I was thinking, that's a goal, that. I think he just got his head to it, Stones. Wow, that would have been a goal. But it's just 2 crosses in the game. And he got his head near enough on one and got a volley on the other one. Like, just keep putting the ball in.
Yeah.
We're playing 5-3-2. Learn how to overlap and learn how to cross the ball in from a little bit deeper if you're not going to get that far. Or learn how to overlap so you can cross it. Seriously, that's all you have to do at that formation. Like, just do that. But they can't. They can't.
Luke Shaw. He's lost the Berto. He's lost the Shaw-Berto bit. It's just Shaw.
Yes.
It's just Shaw. You lost it, mate. You just lost it. It's
just Luke Shaw from Southampton now.
It's just Luke Shaw. Go on, Nathan. Give us your score for Luke Shaw.
I think he played a 4 because he would have been okay, maybe on a 5, if he didn't just let that ball go. Think he knows that they're the balls, they're the danger balls that anyone, not even a big striker, needs to get. Look, Bernardo, little guy, can get in at the back post because of the quality of the ball. You know, it's causing our defenders to struggle because the type of balls that come in are ridiculous. Sure, mate, you can't do that. That's a 4. It's a 4. That big mistake. You would have had a 5. Or even a 5, I would have said my 5 or even a 6 maybe, if you didn't do that. But you've gone down to 4.
Sorry, I just got lost in the comments. I'm coming back to you boys. I'm coming back to you boys in the comments. Please don't go anywhere.
Sure. 4 for me as well. Exactly the same as what Nathan said. That would have been my exact thing. Like, it might have been a 5-6 because he didn't do much wrong. But that second goal is, I mean, disgusting, disgrace. Like, it's just basic football, you know what I mean? Like, so 4 for me as well.
At people on a Sunday or a Saturday for that, I'll be going mental. They'll be having a go at me for not communicating, and I'd be going mental. If you did not hear a call, you clear it. You clear it. You just don't mess around in the area there. Get rid of it. Don't wait for someone else to do it, and that's the problem. Looking for someone else to fix the problem. Luke Shaw gets a 4. Harry Maguire.
I think he did all right. I think he didn't do anything bad today. I didn't see him do any mistakes or anything like that. I think, like as a captain, though, you want to get your team moving and rile them up to go, listen, boys, we're playing slow. Let's get it moving. Move the ball left, move it right. He's just on the ball, chilling like we're 5-0 up. We're not 5-0 up. We're at home and we're down. Why are you chilling? And then he's after the game, like just clapping hands with everyone, like there's nothing's happened. Why are you not angry walking off the pitch like with a mad face or something? He just didn't care. He didn't care. He just was so relieved that he didn't have a bad game and that we didn't lose by 5. That's not good enough for Man United. Not good enough. But he got about a 5.
All right.
Might even be a 6.
You can high 6? No, you see.
No, I don't think he did anything wrong.
No, but for what you said about the captaincy.
No, but yeah, to be honest, what I've just said there, it should be 5. Yeah, 5.
Yeah. You see, I'm going 4 because of that. Because of that captain thing, it's a derby. This is what I was thinking. I saw nothing from him. Riding that team up, pushing people out, grabbing people by the collars, telling them you've got to get Fernandez missing 15 passes in the game, grabbing you. Roy Keane would have been. Could you imagine Roy Keane at half time in that game? I mean, I know that's in the past. Yeah, I know that's in the past, and them sort of players aren't really about anymore. But could you, or Gary Pallister, I'm sorry, man. No, it's a 4 for me as well because of that. It really is. I know he didn't do anything wrong, but as a captain, I wanted to see so much more passion out of him in that game for a derby.
Yeah, he needed to give more of that. Yeah, that's true.
Eric Bailly.
For me, I think that first mistake. That mistake was the one thing I saw him do wrong in the game. First half, I didn't think he did anything else wrong. He won headers. He actually went forward, step over, got forward and passing the ball through to people through the lines. He was still doing his thing, but that mistake gives him a 4. Like, you can't get more than a 4. Well, you would have had a 5, or you would have probably had a 5 stroke coming up to 6. But because you've had to come off half time, because you've made that mistake, you're going down to a 4. So,
yeah, and it's so early in the game. That is a kick in the nuts. Like that is a absolute wrench in your stomach. You're like, with all the build up, all the hype, you know how good Man City are, and that happens, and you're like, that is gonna kick the wind out of a lot of players straight away. Yeah. It shouldn't, but it is. It's the reality of it.
Oh, it really did as well, because for about 15-20 minutes after that, we had lost our heads. Not as in we were mental trying stuff, but we just had nothing. They were just forward. Our passes were everywhere. That's what I wrote down. I was like, we lost our heads for 20 minutes after that goal went in.
We needed to keep tight, didn't we? That's the thing. We need to keep tight in this game. I think he would have been. What was weird is Bailly would have probably been better playing 4. Like, it's like having the extra man with him in the team. I would have been like, you know what? I'd rather he just don't play when it's 5. I don't know. It's like there's too many at the back. You don't need that many when you've got a player like that. But then when you have Lindelof, Maguire, then you do need. It's a mad one. I don't know. I would have just swapped one of them and played one of them and let one of them sit on the bench, and that would have been Maguire or Lindelof sitting on the bench. Yeah, but anyway, that's just the way I would have looked at it. But anyway.
All right. Did you give me scores?
Yeah, I get 4.
Yeah. No, I am going 5. I am going 5. I think with that one because I thought I was stunned that he come off after that. I was stunned that when he come off. Why you're not hooking Lindelof when you know he's carrying a knock as well? It's these little decisions that Ollie makes that gives the all-out crowd such ammunition to have a go at him. You know what I mean? Like, why?
You've just taken the words out of my. I didn't want to say it because obviously I've been backing Bailly so much, but I knew half time when I saw Sancho warming up, I said, I bet you he takes Bailly off because that's the easy option. That's his best. That's his back 2 that he wants to keep all the time. One tiny mistake from Bailly and he's never going to play now. But then them guys can make mistake week after week and look so bad. You know, it's not like just like a one-off mistake. It's actually your whole game playing really bad. And then you're playing week after week. That's why you shouldn't be manager, mate. You should be manager.
All right, Scott McTominay.
Go on, guys. You can go for this.
To be fair, Scott McTominay was probably probably the best player on the pitch for us. I mean, he didn't do much, but no one did, if you know what I mean. But I don't remember him really making any mistakes. I don't remember.
Yeah.
So I have to give him the standard 6, even though he lost 2-0, because he didn't do anything for me to be like, I start at a 6, you know what I mean? And he didn't do anything to drop that, apart from us losing, you know what I mean? He didn't do nothing to drop that down. So, yeah, 6 for me.
It says a lot that pretty much every comment that you've given for a player it starts off, didn't make a mistake, didn't make too many mistakes. This is not. That's not the bar. The bar is not, how many mistakes did I make today? Okay, that leaves me at 6 because I didn't make any. What was the score? It was 2-0. So that brings me down. This is not how it should be. This is not how it should be. There is fundamentally some issues going on right now. Massive issues. Scott McTominay gets a 6 from Garth. What are you giving him, Scott McTominay?
Yeah, so to be fair, you can see his limitations, but again, in terms of he's all right foot. So when he gets the ball, you see like you know he's only gonna go a certain way once he's on that foot. He kind of moves the ball. He moves the ball and then he'll move it back on, just like pass it. But apart from that, you know you're not gonna get any distribution from him. But he did do well. He tried to break up play and he tried to make things happen. But again, nothing really there. 6. I'm going to give him a 6 as well. Yeah. Just like, like you say, when you come on the pitch, you got a 6. Just pretty much stuck with a 6.
Fred.
He's a 5. He's a 5 for me.
Fred gets a 5.
He made too many. He gave the ball away a bit too many times for me. He was trying his best. He's getting about trying to win balls. But again, because we were told not to attack, not to really press them. Again, he's a presser. Like, you can't just sit in position and hope to win the ball back off City. Then without pressure, they're just going to keep the ball forever. And that's what we did. We tried to just stay in position. It's like, yeah, come on then, break us that. All right, bam, 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 bam. There's a chance. Bam, bam. There's another chance. Fred, mate, you got a 5. You played slightly worse than McTominay.
All right, Garth, what are you giving Fred?
Yeah, exactly the same 5 for exactly the reason. Also, with Fred, sometimes we're pushing forward. Fred takes the ball and he's so slow. I know that's not his game, but he's so slow to get up and find a man with that ball, and then Man City are back, and then that breaks over. You know what I mean? And I saw that a couple of times again today. So yeah, 5. I actually like Fred as a player. I think he's actually a good footballer, but like he said, he is not a defensive midfielder. Like, he said that himself, didn't he? He came out and said, like I'm a box-to-box midfielder. What you English people call a box-to-box midfielder. I'm not a DM. So, yeah.
It's funny enough, one of the better games I've seen Fred is when he breaks forward as well. When he tries to break out and he tries to look for the 1-2s and gets in and around the box as well. They're the best games I've seen Fred play. Bruno Fernandez. Yeah. I'm
going 5. Yeah, I'm going 5 today. He was really bad. I will find the stats. I couldn't find them because they weren't up yet. But I'd love to know how many misplaced passes Fernandez made today. Like short 5 yards, 6 yards, 10 yards, like simple stuff for Fernandez. Yeah, but I mean, that's the standard of him. I'm giving him a 5 because he's misplaced passes because he's so good. You know what I mean? But yeah, a real bad game from Fernandez. He was absent from the game today. Like, you didn't see him.
What? So... It's so annoying because this is what I'm saying. Like, the players are having bad games because the manager's putting them in positions where they're just never going to be able to even support each other. Like, how are you going to support each other when you got a back line of 7? You win the ball, who are you going to play it to? There is no one to play it to. You can't pass out of trouble. You can't work your way up the pitch. There's no one to go up to lay it back to. There's nothing. There's nothing. It's not even their fault. Watch what happens when a new manager comes in and we look totally different and we start bossing teams. You will see. Watch what. It depends who you get in the manager. But look, if you have like a Brendan Rodgers in there, you have like a Ten Hag in there, whatever, these kind of managers will come in and implement their football straight away. Bang, we're going to be so much better.
All right.
See Sancho,
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Non-existent. Nowhere in the game. He had a great shot. He had a good, nearly scored a header, but that's, again, you're as good as your service. He had no service. So he's getting a 6. That volley was a great volley. If he's getting a 6 because end of the day, to have that little amount of service and still come off with, causing some trouble, you got a 6.
Yeah.
Goff.
Yeah, I mean, I think that for me demonstrated how bad that game was today. Is at one point I saw Ronaldo in the centre circle with no one ahead of him trying to pick up a ball because he's had nothing all game. And then he gets it, looks left, looks right. He's got nothing. This is what Nathan was saying. There's no expensive play from the fullbacks getting up the wings. The centre midfield aren't pushing up. It's just him on his own with 3 or 4 Man City players around him. And we cannot rely on a 36-year-old, as good as he is, to pull us out of the mud every single week. We can't. Yeah. And I don't think, I know a lot of people do, I don't personally think he works as well in a 2 up top as he does with the 3 because of that supply issue, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Like, he's not getting that in. When he's 3 up top, it's him on his own in the centre. But you saw today when it's 2 up top, he's pushing a bit wide, he's coming a bit deep. I saw at one point, I think we had 3 on the left-hand side of the box, no one in the area. Like, we had Shaw, Ronaldo, Greenwood, like... Simple stuff, but 6. Yeah, 6.
All right, Ronaldo gets a 6. What's the comment saying on Ronaldo? Give us your scores for Ronaldo, people. Mason Greenwood.
Probably a 6 again, but only because he didn't do it. Like, because he didn't do anything wrong again.
I'm trying to think. I don't really remember him playing.
Nah. No, he actually looks a little bit lost.
He didn't do much, to be fair. Same, yeah. I'll give him a 5, to be fair. I don't think he did much at all. There was no even piece of play that I'd be like, yeah, you know what, he did this. Or no, he gets a 5. He didn't even get as good as Cristiano today.
Yeah, no, I have to agree, actually. Yeah, 5, yeah.
Yeah, don't remember him doing anything. And this is where it just doesn't really get much better, to be fair. Rashford, who was like a wing back at one point.
Non-existent. Non-existent, mate. 5.
I don't know. I've never seen Rashford so much camped up in his own half. Like, he's meant to be on to change things. Sancho, I think they had Sancho as left back and they had Rashford as wing back. Like,
with Tellers and Aaron Wan-Bissaka next to him, double wing backs. I like it. It's new. It's inventive, at least.
Double up. Yep, double up.
Good job.
Not good. Rashford, Nathan.
5.
Yeah, Garth.
I'm not even saying he did nothing. There's nothing.
5.
He did nothing.
Yeah.
Sancho.
I think he worked harder than Ronaldo. He worked harder than Rashford. He wanted to. You can see again, like, they're just not on his wavelength. Like, he's passing the ball and wanting to 1-2 quickly. The direct stuff that he's all about. He's gonna stop doing them runs soon. And unless we got a new manager ASAP, he's gonna stop trying to do bits. He got a 5 as well. Maybe you could say a 6 of what you come on the pitch with. I think he did a bit more than Rashford would have done. I think I give him a 6, to be fair. He looked lively, wanted to do stuff.
Yeah.
He was on it. He was trying, but nothing really was going on with him again because we didn't even have the ball. So, yeah, give him a 6.
Yeah, no, I agree. Sancho wants it. He does want it. He wants to prove people wrong. He's from that ends. Like, he's not going to sit there and take people. He hears what people are talking about. He's not going to sit there and take that. He wants to show it. And even taking instructions from McKenna. Oh no, it was. I think it was Ramsey actually. He was taking instruction there, asking questions at the same time. It's like that's what you want. You want a bit of feedback. You want this, and he's on the pitch. He's just not getting any support. Dude, I'm starting to feel for Jadon Sancho. Donnie Van Der Beek.
5 or 6 again, in it really. Like he come on. It's another one. He's got 13 minutes. I feel sorry for Van Der Beek because you saw the moment he came on. I remember what it's like being a sub, and you get 13 minutes, and you haven't been played in games and games and games. You know what I mean? So you come on, and the first thing you do is try something. Doesn't come off. You know what I mean? You try something else because now it's all about I've got to prove myself. And so if it doesn't come off, it looks like a bad pass all of a sudden. But
he's not relaxing. And if you're not relaxing, you're not playing your best.
Yeah, 6.
Yeah,
Nathan.
I'm not even going to say anything. 6. I'm not saying no more. He didn't do anything. There's not enough time to do anything. He's just chasing.
Right, Donnie Van Der Beek gets a 6. Ollie going Solskjaer. Nathan.
Mate, he said, when you look at the setup, the starting lineup, I did think, you know what? It's not bad you're playing Greenwood with Ronaldo up front. That's all right. You play Bruno in there. You're playing the two midfielders, though. There's not going to be any kind of link. So I knew that. And then I also knew if you're not going to try and change things up at the back and make it so we have players who actually can do things going forward. So I'm looking at it going, you set us up to really not be able to score, not be able to set up, help and assist our attacking players. You set us up to fail. Just damage limitation was today. So, Ollie, poor. That's poor. You got to set us up to try and win the game. You set us up to flipping. That's what I'm saying. You set us up to just damage limitation. Simple as that. You're getting a free. Getting a free. You can't be doing that. Again, you're just trying to hold him to his job now. Like, oh, it wasn't that bad a result, guys. Please let me keep my job. That's not good enough.
What score is you giving him, Garth?
Do you know, I'm going 2. I was going to go 0, but I thought that's been a little bit too. But it's just there's little things for me as well. It's like, look at our bench. Is he too scared to drop someone to put a centre back on the bench because he can't handle the big names? You look at our bench today. We've got Dalot and Telles. We had no defensive substitutes on the bench, period, at all. We had Henderson, Dalot, and Telles, and that's it. And then you've got Matto. You know he ain't getting on the pitch. Like, surely there's a youth player that can come up and fill that spot. And yeah, the formation, like I said, I don't like it 5-3-2, especially with Shaw and Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Give Dalot and Telles the time. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to play Shaw and Aaron Wan-Bissaka every week just because they're your favourites or you're worried that they're going to get upset that they're not getting played. 2. Yeah, I'm going 2. I am going 2. So
he's giving him a 2. Let's hit up some of these questions. No, it's not questions. It's statements, really. So where we at? Said enough players disgraced. That's it. Exactly. This was a derby. Those players were awful. No manager should have to hype up players for against City. Yeah, we know that. Ollie knows Manchester City derby matches. Those players are top class internationals. It must have been something I missed there. Paul gives Aaron Wan-Bissaka a 3. He says that David De Gea could have had a 9. Wake up call for Aaron Wan-Bissaka. He's not an attacking fullback, but he's a bloody good defender. Yeah. Okay, so this is the point I want to get onto. Yeah. Okay, Aaron Wan-Bissaka is not attacking fullback. Stop trying to turn players into something they're not. Aaron Wan-Bissaka is not attacking fullback. He is, though, a professional footballer. Yeah. So a professional footballer should be able to cross a ball. Yeah. Okay, but we'll take it back. Yeah. We'll take it back to he's a bloody good defender. Was he a good defender today? Honestly, tell me now, was Aaron Wan-Bissaka a good defender today? So then he hasn't done his job, bare minimum then. So he should be able to get dug out. He should be able to get criticised because he hasn't done the job that you're saying that he's good at. Because he was poor today defensively. He got out of position. He was out of position many a time. There was nothing Aaron Wan-Bissaka done today which showed his good attributes. So and especially if he's playing as a wing back, like he has got to get down that wing. He's got to be a presence. Even if he's not crossing the ball, he's got to be looking for the 1-2s and the overlap to make those defenders think. It was no challenge today whatsoever. And that's base level professional footballers. We're not talking about whether he's attacking. We're talking about running down the wing, creating an option, giving an option. He didn't do that. So he should get called out for that. Like we can't be getting offended by things that are stonewall in front of you. Sorry.
I think a lot of it's on the manager as well. Because again, if there's no structure there, I say it all the time, but if a defender there, he's got no structure, he doesn't know when the cue is to make that run forward, or the ball doesn't get put in there to then create that space for him to then run into. Mm-hmm. He needs to be told when and how to make them runs. He's not going to do it off his back because that's not his game. Now, again, when it's professional players, certain players have their ceiling at certain things that they're about in their game. So Aaron Wan-Bissaka never made it as a football player because he could cross a ball or get forward. But I heard that he used to be a winger. So in my head, I'm like, how the hell were you a winger if you can't get down the pitch and cross a ball in? So when you was a winger, how many crosses did you give and how many assists did you make in your whole season for the youth team for Crystal Palace? Like, well, how is that possible? So that is something that's a bit confusing. But at the same time, it's like, I ain't expecting anything more than that from Wan-Bissaka. I just expect him to defend very well. He's a world-class defender, but he is, I don't know what class attacking fullback. It's just not any class, you know, less than economy.
Steerage. He's down with the luggage, mate. You know what I mean? So,
all right. Bruno was bad today. Bruno needs to rest. Reminds me of Pogba. Thinks he's Billy Big Bollocks. Yeah, I get to a certain aspect of that with the pointing. I'm not a massive fan of the pointing, especially when you for me, yeah. You can't point, and then not be able to do a 2-3 yard pass like that. That's criminal. Like if you're sloppy on the ball, sloppy at passing, and you're pointing other players that's just pointing the finger to deflect away from your poor performance. It wasn't great today, and yeah, some people need some humbling sometimes. Ollie United legends respect, please. Look. This is not about not respecting. Come on, man.
Yeah, Ollie's my avatar on Twitter. Ollie will always have my respect. You know what I mean? But the job's too much for him. The job's too much for it. Like
he's got too far.
Yeah.
No one's taking personal. This is what people. This is opinions of what people see.
We could be 10th today. We could be 10th with that squad. We could be 10th.
What, an 11 points off top as well?
I don't care how early it is in the season. If the results don't go our way and we're 10th, that's ridiculous. Ridiculous with a squad like that. Absolutely ridiculous. Everyone thinking we could have won the league this year because of the players we got.
I said that after the Newcastle game. I said that. I was like, I think we've got a team that can win a league.
You know what? That little insane, like added Cristiano Ronaldo, might have just pushed us over the edge to that elite team that we were talking about. It's not
at least we put on the bad football take somewhere, you know.
Yeah. It's not good. It's not good. And Paul, I have to say, please rewind it, mate. Yes, we were talking about Aaron Wan-Bissaka not going forward, but I made a clear point about Aaron Wan-Bissaka's defensive frailties today, especially when he got. I made a massive point about the fact that he pulled himself out of position for that ball to Cancelo from Bernardo Silva. That's criminal for me, and I earmarked the fact that he was a good defender and he's making mistakes like that. Luke Shaw as well. Luke Shaw. And then I started off this whole thing about talking about Luke Shaw and the communication with the goalkeeper, and if the goalkeeper is not communicated to kick that ball out, clear it, or that he's going to get it, you clear it first. That's it. And then you ask questions afterwards. Simple, standard. All right. Where did Man United go from here? Garth, final thoughts.
I mean, we need a new manager, obviously, but I don't think we're going to, because from what I understand, from what I read, from everything I'm told, Man United don't want anyone that's out there at the moment. They didn't want Conte. He's gone. They're not that interested in Zidane. So I'm wondering if we're waiting for Ten Hag at the end of the season. But we're in serious trouble. I don't know where we go from here, to be quite honest with you. We're in serious trouble with our team. Varane's out for a month. That's a major blow for us because of our frailties at the back. And we're just lumping everything up to Ronaldo. I mean, what have we got next? It's Europe and then...
Watford, Villarreal, Chelsea, Arsenal.
Chelsea, yeah.
Crystal Palace. Young boys, some important games.
Yeah, and we don't do very well against Palace very often. Like Palace are one of our bogey teams, so you could seriously be looking at us not getting any league points in the next 3 games. And if we play like that against Villarreal and young boys getting knocked out of the Champions League in the next month, you know, like in the next 30 days, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. So yeah, someone needs to come in there and get a grip. I don't know who. I don't know if Ollie brings someone in if we're not going to replace him. You know, I mean, like someone who's got that domineering personality to really slap the players into shape, you know what I mean? But Yeah,
Does it need one of them? Does it need one of them meetings? The captain pull everyone together, galvanise the squad, get them going.
Maguire ain't got that in him. We've seen that. We've seen that for the last few years. That's one of the worst decisions we've ever made, I think, making Maguire captain 6 weeks after he turned up at the club. I never understood it. I didn't understand it then, and I don't understand it now. You know what I mean? In my mind, you have to earn that captaincy. You have to. I mean, in England, a captaincy is a big thing anyway. It shouldn't be that big, but you're just giving him a bigger head. You know what I mean? Like, you're just giving him a bigger ego immediately. So, yeah, drop Maguire. Play two at the back, Bally and Lindelof, or Bally and Varane, so that we can get those attacking players in, because we need Sancho. I don't want to see Rashford on the bench. I don't want to see Sancho on the bench, Greenwood on the bench, Donnie Van Der Beek. These are generational talents almost, especially Sancho, Rashford and Greenwood for England.
Yeah.
These almost generational. You know, Rashford, like we were saying, he's so close to being world class. Greenwood, mate, he could be one of the world's best strikers. Jadon Sancho. Like, watch him in Germany. Watch what he did for Dortmund.
18 goals, 16 assists last season for Dortmund. It's ridiculous like that. It's
Look
ridiculous.
what we're doing. We're misusing him. It's like eating soup with a knife. It's ridiculous.
I've never heard that.
Misuse. Proper misuse. Like, what are you doing? Like, why are you using a knife for? You got a spoon right there. It's ridiculous. You know what? I'm seeing people saying, "Bailly, no way." So you rather keep Maguire after all that rubbish he's been doing all season, you know, and Lindelof getting turned and span up all over the place. Bailly has one of the best performances against Atalanta, which none of them have been able to produce ever in their whole career if they played that good. But I'm seeing Bailly, no way. That shows me. That just shows me, guys. That just shows me how you're thinking. That's madness.
Even if you think that Maguire is a far better defender, he needs a rest on the bench to show that he can't, that he isn't irreplaceable. To show that he isn't irreplaceable, he needs 2-3 games on the bench. So even if it's you believe that Maguire's so much better than Bally, fine, he still needs to drop to the bench for a few games.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. No one is undroppable. Did Alex Ferguson ever stop? Is anyone indispensable for Alex Ferguson? No. At the peak of their careers, Berbatov, Van Nistelrooy, Beckham, like, we're talking about legends of the game, was sold. Not even benched, was sold. When Lewis Zaha thought that he was going to be starting in the game and he dropped to the bench, I think he was the top goal scorer for Man United that season. Bench, then sold. Like, there's differences happening right now, and they should be going back to those things there. No one's indispensable. Nathan, what do they do?
Bailly is the best option we've got.
And look, we know that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going nowhere. What do you do?
Look, just as Garth said, we need to get the attacking players on the pitch. We can't do that if we keep Maguire and Lindelof at the back. Simple as that. Because you need to mollycoddle them. You need to have Freddie McTominay in there, which then means you've got nothing going forward. Then you also don't have the attacking players that we want. We've got all this array of talent. They're not getting used. And Ollie don't know how to put together a team where we're strong at the back, we're able to give the attacking players the ball quickly, and we're able to create chances for fun. He just doesn't have it in him. So we need to Ollie needs to decide whether he's going to bring someone in now or make us continue seeing this kind of football for the next, I don't know how long, till he actually forces himself out of the job. He needs to bring someone in to take over that role of, listen, please just take my boys. I've put all this team together really well. I'll keep managing them, but you just coach them. You just tell them how to pop the ball and tell me who to pick. Who's going to be best in the right position? It's 4-2-3-1 because we've got players that fit that. Please just tell me who should. That means he's not the manager. There really is. So it's a bit of a tough one.
No, but I don't know if you've heard the story about Steve McLaren when he came in at United, and he was like one of his first days, and he went to Alex Ferguson, and he said to him, "So what did you want me to do with the guys today?" He said, "I brought you in to be the coach him," and that was it. Alex Ferguson didn't tell him what he brought in Steve McLaren because he was the best coach about, and he said, "You coach them. You do what you was doing at Derby. You do for these boys here." And he did that because he knew that he brings in the best people to do the jobs that not he can't do, that were better than him at doing their job. No one was better at being a man manager than Alex Ferguson, the best there ever was. So he knew that. So he needed to get the coaching to do something else that he wasn't better, that was better than him at. And that's what you've got to do. It's not about he's not the manager. It's because you got to build a team. Same as you've got a team on the pitch, you're building a team off the pitch. It's exactly the same. Exactly the same.
Massively what we need.
Yep.
All right, people.
Yeah. Anyway, done.
it's so bad, isn't it, Nathan? I just feel so down, man.
Nathan, there's nothing more you can say. There is nothing more you can say.
When's the next game, man?
It's Watford. It's Watford.
When, next Saturday or Sunday? Or
next Saturday. You look drained already.
Got to wait a whole week now.
It's next Saturday.
Oh, man.
Mate, the way we're playing, I'll wait 2 months, mate.
All right. A lot of huffing and puffing, and people are blowing the house down, and it's called Old Trafford. Thank you for joining us, people. It's all love. It's all love. We know. We don't take offence to your comments. I don't. I know Nathan don't. And Garth definitely don't. All right. I made stern stuff. All right. Thank you for joining us, people. We really appreciate it. Once again, I will say, as I always say, if you're on Facebook, come over to KS1 TV, smash that like and smash that subscribe. If you're watching on Twitter today, come over to KS1 TV and hit that subscribe button. Got plenty of quality guests coming on. We had Emil Heskey on. We had Rowan Ricketts on. If you didn't see the Rowan Ricketts podcast, it was brilliant. Brilliant. I've watched it twice. Brilliant.
So good.
And he's going to be coming on again.
Well.
He is going to come on again. We're going to get Frank Sinclair on. The guest lists that are coming up is going to be absolutely unreal. Plenty of giveaways coming up and big things happening for the channel. Thank you for joining us today, Garth. Garth's debut, I just want to say, Garth's debut, his first time on any podcast, and I've got to say you did well, Garth. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. Thank you very much.
In fact, it was his second appearance, but his first one. He got injured in the warm up. He got injured in the warm up. He got backstage and he melted. So he came back today, and
the internet melted. The internet melted. Let's be fair.
Let's get some of these other boys on soon as well.
Yeah.
Let's get the Pauls on. The King Dennis.
I want to see you on, Paul. I want to see you on. Pedro, come on. King Dennis the Lawman, come on.
If you want to come on, make sure you post in the comments that you want to come on, and we'll get you.
They're nice to you. Trust me, they're nice to you on here, so you ain't got to worry.
You know why I'm calling you out to come on, boys? It's not because you're coming back at us with opposite opinions, because I love that. I'm always here to take on a debate. Yeah, it's because I can trust you that you're not all crazy. I've been watching your comments for the last however long, and I'm vetting you. Yeah, I'm vetting you. Like, I know you all. So thank you. Thank you for joining us.
On as well.
Yeah, Connor, come on.
I was going to say Connor. As well.
Do you know what? Connor's the little brother, because whenever like we're talking about this, would be Paul and the other ones would be like, don't forget Connor. But when Connor comes in, it's like, Connor, go away, Connor. Slow, Connor.
Little nugget.
Yeah, love punch. We know it's the one then like a dig. Yeah, it's not real. It's not a real punch. All right. Thank you for joining us today. Of course, Nathan Ellington.
Thanks a lot. It's been good. Guys.
All right. Peace out, people. Stay safe. Come on, Man United. It's not all over. It's not all bad. Watford next week. Stay safe and wash your hands.